What's going on, guys? Back at the range today with something pretty freaking cool, the Disavowed Exodus. Yes, this is a 12 gauge silencer for the Beretta 1301. Been waiting on this bad boy for a minute now. Disavowed is a great little company. Right now, they're making the Exodus here, and it's a bunch of other silencers I'll talk about in future videos, but right now, we're looking at a 12 gauge shotgun silencer with the breacher on the front to get a little pokey into some doorways or something coming at you. Might not be pleasant, along with the boom afterwards. Guys, if you know anything about silencers or shotgun silencer suppressors, it doesn't make the shotgun quiet. It does take the edge off, but it's more about taking the concussion out of the blast. So it is going to be a little quieter, but it's not going to be anything like some rifle silencer where it's really taking it down to hearing safe. I still wouldn't want to shoot this without any ear pro on, but you could do that in a pinch. It's more about getting the concussion out of that for shotguns mainly being used in those indoor close quarters situations. It really knocks the edge off. You're not going to be able to tell a whole lot in an outdoor setting here, or even in the audio coming from the camera, even though I got a good microphone. I normally would reduce the audio when shooting just because a lot of people wear headphones and it might be too loud. So warning now, audio will not be reduced when shooting this to give you a more accurate, as best I can, representation of what a shotgun silencer is going to sound like. It may not sound too much different to you through the camera, but it is a marked difference. In sound suppression, yes, but it's more of the concussiveness that you're feeling from a shotgun. So this would be, I would say, more at home on something really short. You know, maybe something like a KSG, a KS7, any one of like the Gen 12s, the Genesis 12 gauge shotguns like you saw in John Wick. This is Disavowed's take on the shotgun suppressor entering into that game. Something else to note, if I'm not mistaken, this is in Canel. So in Canel suppressors are all the rage right now these days. It's that new Space Magic material. It's very lightweight. Disavowed's got a really good setup with their stuff. We'll talk more about that on a 5.56 version of their can. But right now, let's just shoot a little bit of the 12 gauge and see what it sounds like. Some bird shot here. This is 3 dram, 1 1/8 ounce, 7.5 shot. Remember, earphone or headphone users, volume is not cut. So beware. Here we go. Let's see what it sounds like with some bird shot. Now, I have ear pro in. What I note just from that is it doesn't sound as booming. So that concussiveness that you're used to getting from a shotgun, it's dampened significantly from what I can tell. It is a little quieter, but this really isn't about making it quiet. It's about taking the concussive nature out of the shotgun for those CQB type of situations. Now, something else to note, you might be wondering, how is this even attached to the silencer? Because the 1301 does not have a threaded barrel. I don't think any shotgun really has threaded barrels. It is by choke. So what Disavowed has done to make this fit 1301 is they have, different choke setups. So this choke is made for the 1301. So the silencer is actually threaded in here on the rear portion, which is a one-piece choke system, and then you just screw it on into the barrel like you would any old choke, and you're good to go. So, and from just those 8 shots, what's really nice about Canel as well is I just blasted those 8 off pretty good. And the can is warm, hot, but I can put my hand on it, no problem, for a few seconds. And even right now, I mean, it's warm. It's warm, but it's not hot. So that's part of that space magic of Canel, and where a lot of companies are making Canel suppressors is the heat dissipation on these. It just does not soak up heat like your stainless steel or titanium, you know, all that stuff that gets hot after just a couple shots. I mean, my 5.56 can on my Velos, it's a great can, but you run 5 rounds through that thing even, it's burning hot, you can't touch it. This is relatively cool to the touch. So that is a definite upgrade for Canel. Now, how about we step it on up with some 00 buck. Again, it's loud, but not as loud. To me, it sounds like and feels like it's just not as abrupt, not as strong, much more manageable. It just, let's see, let's try to touch it. It's warm. It's warm, borderline hot, but I can put my hand on it. The barrel is hotter than the suppressor. This is hot. That's pretty hot. This is not as hot, which is, I think, saying something about Canel, because, you know, the steel barrel of this, it's pretty hot. This is much cooler. I don't know about you guys, the aesthetics of this shotgun, dare I say sex appeal of this shotgun is just 11 out of 10. This thing just completes the tacticalness of this 1301. Of course, Langdon Tactical did their thing, and of course Chisel with their folding stock and their optics setup. If you haven't seen my original video on this shotgun, I'll link it above. You can check that out. But man, this thing, it just looks so freaking good. It is probably, now I have a couple cool shotguns. I'm not a big shotgun guy, but this is my favorite shotgun that I own now. It just, the color play, the silencer, the way it's set up with the folding stock and the optic in the rear, man, it's feeling good. It's looking good. Let's run it again. I'm gonna run, I think there's 4 or 5 00 buck in here, and then the rest are just the bird shot. So we'll see the transition from buck to bird in both recoil and sound. See what that's like. Here we go. I'm not really sure how else I can bring across to you through the camera how cool this is. Man, that's still, it's hot there, but nowhere near what a regular can would be. They're doing some really great things. I'm glad that they brought a shotgun can to market, because there's very few, as to my knowledge, there are very few shotgun cans on the market. And man, this thing just looks good. It looks good. I think it performs well. I don't have any other shotgun can to compare it to, but just, you know, without a can and with a can, you know, it really does make a difference. And if you're looking for something to put it on even shorter, I think it'll make an even bigger difference for you and that concussiveness that a shotgun brings. But guys, Disavowed silencers, man. Doing the damn thing. Don't forget, if you want to see more, you got to check me out on Instagram. You got to subscribe here at Steve MP5. I'll see you next time.